Hello, my name is Gage Hawes. Today I will cover over the basics of defense and build a foundation to understand how defenses on all levels of play operate. To start, the simplest definition of defense is that they are the group of players opposed to the offense and they try to stop the offense from scoring. Defenses are characterized by three levels: the defensive line, the linebacking core, and the secondary. Each of these groups have different positions with different roles in the system. The defensive line consists of the players on the line of scrimmage. On the inside, there are defensive tackles and nose tackles, and on the outside, you have defensive ends or edge rushers. Nose tackles are aligned with the offense's center and are larger than defensive tackles. Defensive tackles are aligned anywhere from the shoulder of the center to the offensive tackle. These interior defensive linemen are the biggest players on the defense, or are at least the strongest, and control offensive linemen and prevent the offense from running over the defense. Defensive ends and edge rushers also are on the defensive line, playing on the outside, and they are similar, however, they reside within different systems. Defensive ends come from 4 down lineman systems, and are typical rushers that work the outside of the offensive line. Edge rushers, on the other hand, come from 3 down lineman systems and are versatile, having both pass rushing and coverage responsibilities depending on the defensive play call. Edge rushers are also commonly roped into the second level with linebackers because of their versatile nature. Outside linebackers are sometimes associated with edge rushers, particularly within the 3-4 defense. However, in a 4 down lineman system, outside linebackers are different as they play off the ball and have outside coverage and run gap responsibilities rather than the mix and match of blitzing and pass rushing and coverage. Inside linebackers have the most mentally taxing role on defense, often relaying play calls and adjusting the defense, and also having a range of responsibilities from coverage and blitzing. They are essentially the quarterback of the defense, as they can both relay defensive line adjustments and turn around and understand defensive back coverages and make the proper adjustments for the defense. The secondary is often one of the most talked about groups in football. It's headlined by cornerbacks who play on outside receivers and cycle through groups of different coverages on a given play call. A variation of the cornerback is the nickelback, who plays on the slot or inside receiver. Over the top of the corners and nickels are the safeties. The free safety is generally a coverage-oriented position, being an important factor within different coverages. This is in contrast to the strong safety, who is more of a Swiss Army knife role and is adept at both coverage work as well as being a key part within a team's run game. Each position on defense plays a unique role in a defensive scheme. Ultimately, any player can do anything on defense, from defensive linemen playing coverage to your safeties blitzing, which is why versatility is one of the main keys to defense. However, above the physical requirement is the mental requirement. Defense is as mental as it is physical, requiring discipline as well as aggression. Defense always starts at a disadvantage, as they do not know what the snap count is and what the play is. That is why it's important for players to maintain discipline, but they must also allow themselves to be off the leash and play with total aggression. Discipline and aggression equals success on defense. A defense that lacks discipline or lacks aggression needs a lot of the other in order to have success. There are teams who can get away with doing one, but no championship team has only one. Every great defense has both aggression and discipline. It is a mix of controlled madness and outright aggression. That is how you create a fantastic defense. The key takeaways from this is simple. The D-line goes to the quarterback, linebackers play in both coverage and play in the trench, and the secondary stays in coverage. Along with this, the keys to defense rely on versatility discipline, and aggression. In future installments, I will cover different components of defense, such as how each position group figures out their assignment and what each assignment specifically means. Thank you, and I'll see you later.